We are back for round one. We got Tim against Chris D. Evan's with me here.
Hello, hello.
Evan, I will call your attention to the lower and upper left of the screen. Uh, Below the players' names, we see a Yorion companion on both sides of this matchup. What do you think about that?
Do we actually?
I saw it on Chris's, and then it went away. I think it's there. I think it goes back and forth. There it is.
There we go. It disappeared for some reason. I guess during the mulliganing decision.
The
Yeah, he
dream.
had to mull. It was a one lander, unfortunately.
I mean, I don't even care. We're making history with the double Yorion companion in the Megadraft. What could be better?
Yeah, but the problem with that is who do we root for now?
Oh,
They're
we root
evenly
for.
matched in power and in insanity.
That is a good point. That is a good point. All right, to the match. We got Tim over here. He's got three lands. We got a couple early plays. We got a Sunshower Druid that he just drew, but decided to go with the Windscarred Crag instead to start. We got a little bit of removal with a Longstalk Brawl. This Iridescent Blade Master coming down, and also actually a lot of removal. A Trick Shot and a Tandem Takedown in hand, along with a Radiant Strike, and then just a Sunshower Druid for creatures. What's going on over there for Chris?
Well, he's got dealer's choice of three drops. He's got a flight coordinator, an ether jacket, and an air response unit in the
Ooh.
deck, as well as another land, so he can make a four drop, and an Uthro Scanship, which is a four. So, just a bunch of solid, mid-sized creatures, and a couple of, well, just one ETB actually for the Yorion. But I think he's going to need to draw into something better because what you described in Tim's hand is pretty potent, and I don't know if this draw, especially down a card, will be able to keep up.
Yeah, Tim had a great draw there with the Larval Scoutlander. Otherwise, he didn't have much to do on three at all. But that ramped him with no lands left in hand, but lots of removal, as you say. Uh, Tim's over here reading Chris's Yorion.
Yep. He's choosing between. He drew a boosters for turn, and then he's drawn a Wedgelight Rammer and an Into the Flood. So wisely gets rid of the air response unit as a pretty mediocre vehicle, and now has got some two for ones and interaction ready to go.
Tim continuing with the timely draws here. Draws a four drop off the top, which is just enough to get this Scoutlander online.
Hmm.
And this is quite a solid looking board, especially with four removal spells in hand.
Yeah, but I think potentially they might be interested in doing a little bit of racing. Bit.
Ooh. Well, that's not.
Though we might see the coordinator, instead of attacking, potentially go towards.
Yeah, yeah, I
I
could see.
imagine he'll want to be tapping his things toward in order to get the coordinator trigger, even though that does leave him a little bit shields down in
Yeah,
terms
I mean
of
he's facing
all
down
this
nine
attack.
nine damage here. We drew a Miriam for turn, which mounts and vehicles. That is not spacecraft,
Mhm.
so not gonna quite do exactly what it did in OTJ.
The only thing that Chris has here is an Into the Flood Maw, so potentially going to see Ice Cave Crasher bounce,
Yeah, that's
because I struggle to imagine Chris being able to stand uh, taking 9 here.
oof. This is gonna work out great for Chris here as we're going for the long stock brawl. Presume this into the flood mod is just gonna blow this out completely.
Yeah.
Do they still get the tap fish?
Yes, because there's two target creatures.
Oh yeah.
If he opted to gift, which I believe he did. So, yeah, if he bounces it, it's basically just give your opponent a little fishy.
I mean, to be fair,
There we go.
casting the Scoutlander again is not going to be the worst for Tim, as he's currently sitting on no more lands in hand. But would have been a lot nicer to get rid of that flight deck coordinator and get in for 10.
True. Still going to be able to get in for, I believe, 8
Yeah,
because of the double landfall triggers from the Crasher.
yeah, that's a very good point.
Ah,
Oh,
choosing to crew with it instead.
That's a very interesting decision. This is
Yeah,
the decision of spacecraft, right? The when do you develop your board with more creatures, and when do you take your, I just said 10 damage there or 8 damage. I'm not sure. It's gonna be interesting because this scan ship, I believe, is coming online this turn. You're gonna have a 4/4 facing down the Scoutlander. We do see a lot of removal in hand for Tim, so he will be able to deal with that. But on the face of it, it's pretty tempting to just be ready to block here or
yeah.
attack.
I think I would have just attacked
I kind of
and
agree. Interesting.
block the 3/3.
Yeah, I guess that keeps him from gaining 2 life also.
The other thing is they've got a Nettle Guard, so I'm not really interested in not blocking with it and then just having it get blown up.
Oh yes, right. Guard
Had the potential to be.
sacks to destroy an artifact or enchantment. Is that correct?
Yeah. So given that there's like on board removal for it, I would rather just trade for another 3/3 and then not give them the life trigger.
Very good point. Ooh, Tim drew a Sandstalker Moloch for turn. That's potentially interesting with this Yorion now in hand, as we know. But yeah, Radiant Strike on the scan chip looks quite possible this turn.
Part of the issue is the board on the other side is actually built up rather significant. So um, it's hard because like you can be a turn off and then suddenly you attacking becomes a harder proposition.
Yep. Would have been interesting had he had the 8 damage that he passed up a couple turns ago. I mean, obviously the board has changed quite significantly since then, but hitting for 7 right there um, makes it look like the race would have been a lot better had he got the 8 damage in.
Right now, what Chris is considering is auxiliary boosters, Aether Jacket, Yorion, and a Builder's Talent. I think he is interested in attacking with a lot.
Yeah, on this side we're just going to do this Radiant Strike. This is going to be a big life swing.
Hmm.
This fish back to block, I mean, obviously wouldn't do anything on attacks, but it's not going to be super effective against the Ice Cave Crasher with Trample. Yeah, and Chris, of course, sees the same thing and just puts it into the spaceship.
Interesting. Interesting. Not tapping the Aether Jacket because I don't really see a lot of blocks in this Aether Jacket's future either. But we'll see.
Yeah, is the Blade Master, does it cost green for its ability? Because we are a little
It
bit
does.
cramped on green here. We've got 2 double green cards and a Standstalker Moloch and a Tandem Takedown in hand. So is Tim's a little incentivized to cast one of those this turn.
Hmm.
Gaining
Deciding to
four
save a
life.
little bit of life here.
Yeah, it's hard to see that 0/4 being much better than that in this matchup. It seems reasonable.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that. We'll see though.
Yeah.
I guess he's holding up the trick shot,
Yep. We have the Trick Shot
but
and also the Sandstalker Moloch as options here. Tandem Takedown as the third option.
yeah. But I think I would have opted to trick shot a next turn potentially, and I would have rather bring the Yorion into hand, holding up tandem Mala, like either tandem.
Yeah, that is a very good call. I think you might be right.
So here we're gonna see a flickering of uh, probably the rammer, probably the builder's talent.
Rammer and the Builder's Talon. Yep. We get another 0/4. We'll get another robot. Chris's board is starting to get quite wide here. Comes the Moloch. And we've got an Outlaw Medic, a Fountain Port Bell, Alabaster Host Sanctifier, and a Mountain as options. So nothing super impactful here. Gonna go with the Medic.
Hmm.
We're considering putting Yorion in hand, which I assume would then mean, hmm, potentially the Tandem Takedown. I'm not sure if we can really just let the air live here. Yeah,
Yeah.
this makes a lot more sense. Looking at the trick shot now. Well, I guess if you do the takedown, you get the Yorion also. Whereas the trick shot would take up pretty much his whole turn.
With 5 mana at his
Oh, I
disposal,
guess
could do the trick shot plus a 2 drop or the
yeah,
tandem takedown plus two
you're right.
drop.
He does have a two. Yeah, he did draw a forest for turn, so he does have 7 mana. Good call. Hmm. Now this will be
So
interesting to
this
see
is
if
going to get
we're
blown out quite well.
yeah. Although I can't imagine Chris would be too upset about. Are we just gonna block with it with all the things here?
Okay, this is no longer a blowout. Good. Now it can be again.
The problem with this is you're destroying something that's not. It wasn't a huge problem to begin with. Yeah, he's looking at the. Oh right, 2 damage a token. Yes, I forgot how trick shot works.
Yeah, trick shot's pretty good. In this format specifically, because there's a lot of random tokens running around. And now Tim is pretty firmly in the driver's seat.
Yeah, that's a big swing.
He's got the Orion back up. He's got removal. He's got more gas in hand.
Yeah, we have two
Chris
drops
D,
in
meanwhile,
token. What are we looking at there on Chris's side? That's left.
he has got one booster,
Oh
which
right,
is not
the
quite enough to do a whole lot.
it will. That's the boosters from Edge of Eternities that will hold back a few things. Not the Ice Cave Crasher, notably.
So one good thing about the builder's talent is he can return a target non-creature non-land permanent from graveyard to the battlefield, so you can get back a scan ship or whatever
Oh,
that's worth.
that is a good one. We'll give him some more card selection.
Yeah, I think kind of think maybe he's got to go for the builder's talent here because he's got a land in hand, which would be 6 mana in total. It's the most mana efficient play, and then it means that when he, oh, okay, scratch what I said then, because he already had activated the that builder's talent,
Oh
which I
right,
had missed.
it's a counter from his token entering, and yeah, the Aether Jacket does get in there. I mean, he's currently leading in the air and can get this Wedgelight Rammer up. I mean, actually, from Chris's point of view, is this potentially have enough? I don't know if he can get the Rammer up and have enough defense to stay alive, because he could potentially be looking at 9 in the air next turn if he doesn't know about the tandem takedown, of course.
Yeah. The other aspect is land would be able to flicker a lot of stuff,
Right.
get in and just bring it all back. Hmm. Ends up not playing his land, which I believe has to be a mistake.
That's interesting. We drew a Terra Symbiosis for turn over here. Not the best timing on that one.
Yeah. Honestly, a little bit slow in general. Um,
Yes.
we see like no ways to give counters
Yes. This is
currently. I mean, I guess
not
the
the
Sun
ideal deck
Shower.
for it. I think for Tim's side, it's yeah. How he he has the tandem takedown that can protect him on his turn. Oh, he might be going for it now. Looks like. Does he have lethal here? Actually, block that. Block that. Six. Uh, if he can activate the Blade
Yep,
Master, is
this
this
looks like
lethal? Yeah,
lethal to
this
me.
is lethal. Yeah.
No way to get around it.
Well, Lauren, is that trick shot seemed to be the large turning point in this match for sure.
Yep.
There we go. Game one to Tim. All right. On Tim's side, we did see his deck before. What do we got over on Chris's side?
Yeah, just the blue white that we saw before. Hasn't made any sideboard changes yet, but I'll notify you if anything, if he makes any changes.
The red splash we ended up over here was just the take out the trash, the sharpshooter, have Landseeker, trick shot, Rada, and then the big boys, the Dracosaur Auxiliary, Nebula Dragon, and Atali. I didn't see any changes over here on the sideboard either.
Currently looking at potentially bringing in a hindering light. He's got 2 copies of it actually from OTJ. Um, yeah, there's a number of cards that I could definitely see being cut. He took out a negate, which makes sense because he saw quite a few creatures.
We considered a Fuel the Flames, but ended up eventually making no changes.
Took out the negate for the hindering light. I think part of the issue with Christie's deck is that there's just too much small ball type of cards. Like it doesn't. I don't think
No,
it contests very well.
no Atalis
Uh,
are common.
yeah, like the it's just a lot of small things that I think is gonna get over.
Yeah, we
But
saw
we'll
Tim
see if we
had
go to game 3.
definitely had ways to deal with those, and a little bit potentially a little bigger there. Well, we got a solid
So
hand over
he's
here.
going
Three
first.
colors, four lands, three spells.
On Chris's side, he's got a Nettle Guard to start with, or potentially a Night Luminary that he just drew. He might want to feel like warping that, but I do appreciate having 3 power on turn 2.
Yeah, it's going to
Other than
backfire
that,
probably.
oh, it's
Sorry.
going to backfire.
Well, we got to take out the trash. So I think the one might have been a little better, but just to strand the mana, but certainly reasonable.
So what we see for the rest of the hand is one land, a Builder's Talent, a Wrangler of the Damned, which is a 1/5 that can poop
Oh
out
yeah,
little 2/2 flyers if you didn't cast anything. Very great in the late game. We've got an Uthro Scanship and Pawn Prophet, as well as the uh, Knight Luminary that was mentioned previously.
yeah. Over here, we're just looking at this. Looks like we're probably going to play a Lotus Guard Disciple potentially, or we're going to save that. Well, not sure. Yeah, I think the 2/2 flyer makes some sense. Start getting
Yep.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge deal saving that trigger there. I think it's just getting the flyer on the board makes a lot of sense.
Slightly unfortunate for Chris, missing land drop. Drew that Nanoform Sentinel and ended up being the play.
Nice. We also have a couple of removal spells over here: a Mystical Tether and a Ride's End, and then a Germinating Worm and a Wildwood Escort. The other options on 5. So hopefully we're just going to put Yorion in hand this turn and probably get in for 2. I think I would probably just go ahead and attack here. No, we're going to stay back. All right.
Really awkward.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Looks like he potentially wanted to block to play the Wild Witness score next turn. It might be priced into just potentially a Germinating Worm here. Yeah, that looks like the play.
Yeah, I like it. Can flicker it next turn.
Yep.
Gets in, blocks all the opposing stuff.
Still no attacks. Him
So
playing very defensively here.
yeah, I mean, I like the scan ship here. It means the 4/3 can become a 5/4. Get in.
Yeah, oh yeah. This Nanoform Sentinel picking up all the counters. Very awkwardly for Tim.
So the choices are between Wrangler the Dam, Night Luminary, Pawn Prophet, Salvation Swan, and Spellgyre. Looking to get rid of the Spellgyre. For my money, maybe it would have been the Pawn Prophet, but pretty
Well,
close.
only single blue,
Either.
and looks like he's probably going to be tapping out for quite a few turns. But
Yeah, Pawn Prophet's also
yeah.
double blue though. But I suppose it's got the Orion, it's got the Salvation Swan. Ooh,
Oh, that's
messed
unfortunate.
up. Yep.
Yeah. Of course, our rules will know if do that in the other order, the Nanoform Sentinel could untap the Sigil Sentinel.
Yeah. Ended up accidentally clicking a bit too quickly and targeted the scan ship itself to untap the scan ship, which was already untapped.
Oh, I see. It wasn't the order. It was the wrong tap. Yep.
Wrong target.
Well, just a misclick. We've drawn a Stirring Wildwood for turn, so we're looking at quite a few options here, actually. Mystical Tether might be what he's going for. Yep, on the scan chip. Yeah, that's pretty brutal after sinking 7 power into it.
Yeah.
Although potentially
Prevents it
helps
from.
helped Chris a little bit. Misclick didn't end up mattering.
Yeah. Yeah. It saves the feeling of being
Maybe maybe save a
punished.
sleepless night here and there. Should this not go the right way?
Yep.
Electing
Playing
to
the
save the
Wildwood.
O4.
This is interesting. Yeah. Plays the Pawn Prophet, most likely. And
Okay.
then I think what we're going to see is we're going to see a full out attack and then untap a land so that they can chump with the Pawn Prophet and then Salvation Swan to draw another card.
Ooh, I like it.
And see, this is an example of where it's not always better to play removal on your opponent's turn, because that play was available last turn, and in fact, um, in fact, the fact that the land was able to be untapped by the Nanoform Sentinel has provided Chris with more options.
Yeah, that's a great point. Waiting for that attack on a creature that does things on attack. I mean, you think it's just untapping a land, but yeah, here you see the power, drawing an extra card, and getting this Swan block on a Disciple,
Mhm.
which would have drawn more
Preventing the card
card.
draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now we have a flying 1/1 Pawn Profit. Still
uh,
quite a bit of work to do with the Holly and the Germinating Worm on this side of the battlefield.
yeah.
Ah,
Looks the Invasion of Xerxes is going to bounce something back to hand.
let's see if Chris is thinking value or thinking tempo here. Well, I guess if it
I
was value, he
think
would have already attacked.
yeah, I think he's maybe looking for value and potentially going to be attacking the Xerx. Play the Night Luminary.
Yeah, you are completely right. That allowing that Nanoform Sentinel to untap that land was a huge difference in this game so far. Over here we've got three 5 drops with the Wildwood Escort, Yorion, and Halia, and then the Sunshower Druid. So we got a choice of one of these, plus the 1/1 counter and the 0/2.
Hmm. Pretty interesting.
Quite a lot of problem with this flying army, but he's a 16 life, so he's got a little bit of time there.
I think it's probably not the Wild West Court. It's just too slow.
Yeah,
So the real question is like, are we thinking Halia or are we thinking Yorion this turn?
Halia
Oh,
could
considering the
actually
escort.
Halia could put an interesting attack if he wants to get aggressive here with the Germinating Worm. I mean, I guess it just gets chumped, but next turn that might be a problem. Although I guess with the Night Luminary still sitting in the warp zone, it's gets chumped for quite a while, so maybe that's not the best option.
Yeah. I'm thinking potentially what I'd like to see is swing with Worm. You're basically going to get a chump, unless they want to trade their 4/4 flyer, in which case that's great.
Yeah.
And then, actually, no, sorry. Sun Shower onto the Worm, just for a bigger attack. And then post combat Yorion to secure the Sun Shower.
Oh yeah, that could work. But the Vertex Paladin, remind me, it looks like it's power and toughness is the number of creatures you control, so that chump there is not meaningless by any means.
Not yet, correct.
Well, this makes some sense. We get a 2/2 flyer back in hand. We got the what with which can make a life swing also, and now a 4/4 to block this Sigil Sentinel.
Interesting. Chris drew a Scour for Scrap. End of
Ooh,
turn. So there's
any
gonna
artifacts? Did
need
they
to
ever
get
have
some artifacts in the
artifacts?
yard, but
There is the Nanoform Sentinel, or did that get exiled?
that got exiled with the rides. It was rode too hard and too long. Rode right into the ground.
Through the ground into the exile zone.
Mm-hmm. Night Luminary, followed by Yorion
Yeah, Night
into.
Luminary comes up the ground and makes his Vertex Paladin quite huge.
Yep. Then next turn is setting up to quite probably make a 0/4, make another 1/1, draw a card, Yorion field.
Yeah, Tim currently has no way to deal with this 5/5 flyer in his hand. Um, unless he
See,
can deal with
if we had
some of the
done
other
my
creatures.
play, if we'd done my play last turn, we'd have a 5/6 Yorion.
Yep,
I could have
I
bluffed
see.
that 5/5.
It's like we're just gonna try to gain some life here. Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, he's setting up, well, I guess not so much the Lotus Guard Disciple. The other three are quite decent blink targets for next turn if he does play the Yoran eventually. And this is
Yep.
also, any jump shrinks the Paladin.
And also can follow up with a Land Seeker.
Yep, shrink the Paladin, get him for 4 lifelink, put him 4/3 menace on the board. Yeah, this is
Beef is real.
starting to see why these players are here and I'm on this side of the game.
Hmm. One day. One day.
We can hope.
So the real question is, what are you willing to get rid of? What are you willing to do away with? Because I imagine some form of trading is going to have to happen here.
Yeah, I mean, on Chris' side, there's also just attacking with your large flyer every turn. But you're right. I mean, 15 life over this side already. So he's not winning this race.
Hmm. 2-2 ends up taking a little bit of a hit. We're most likely going to see Orion come in.
Which probably forces the Yorion on this side for the next turn.
Yes.
Yep. It's like I can see the blink targets being highlighted from over here.
Only thing is, I don't know if the tapping is... Currently it's auto-tapping to save 2 white and a blue. I don't know if that's better than 2 blue and a white, potentially.
Yeah, does he have any
for
double
what's
blue
remaining in his deck.
cards? The Spellgyre, I think, is in the graveyard, right? Is that this game?
Spelljar's in the graveyard. He drew a land. Didn't end up mattering.
Same over here. We played the land instantly, giving Chris full information right away, as he has seen the Holly on the Yorion already. And suddenly the attacks are not looking so good over here.
Yep. Yeah, it's it is indeed a little bit awkward because you've got the big stuff, but they've got the jumpers
Yep.
and the flyers.
Especially since all the things he might be sending in are also decent blink targets for Yorion. This might just be a slowdown turn, which probably not exactly where he wants
I
to
think
be.
I think you still got to attack with the 5/5. I'm happy to trade it with any number of the things, make the flyer smaller, and then if not, then it's just an extra 2 life. So I would definitely still be interested in attacking the 5/5.
No, that's a good point. I think it probably ends up just eating a 1/1 or a 0/4 to keep this flyer big. Yeah, looks like we're going to be blinking everything here.
Yeah, I would flick. Yeah, I'd flicker the banishing light as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, that makes some sense. It's currently considering that. I mean, a Earthwheel scan chip. It's not great to give your opponent draw two, discard one again, but this Vertex Paladin is really just taking over the game right now.
Also gives a counter, which would be a problem, but I kind of think the paladin's got to go. Oh, he gets the trigger before everything comes back, so you could then target potentially the thing that he puts the counter.
Ah,
Uh,
yes.
he ends up
Although,
drawing a Wedgelight Rammer and a Detention Chariot.
I mean, worst case, he puts it on Yorion, and what do? You can't leave a 7/7 around, which would be, has to be a 6/6.
Oh, Jack says no counter. The talent was flickered. That's right, to make the O4.
Ah, right. Right, he has not paid for the level 2 yet. That makes sense. All right, here comes
Detention
a.
Chariot is only artifact or creature, so he cannot use Detention Chariot on the Banishing Light.
Okay, that's what's in hand.
Yes,
Comes
that was one of the
a
draws.
whole bunch of Yorion. Oh, right, we do have the Sunshower Druid counter trigger. Okay, so the Yorion over here is actually the one that ends up bigger.
Yeah, but that's pretty easily remedied. He can just Builder's Talent and then play a Detention Chariot.
Ah, yes. I mean, the Tench Chariot also probably just eats the Yorion on this side.
Yep. So has 9 mana at the disposal. So I think probably the major question is, if we're Detention Charioting for sure, the major question is, for the Codecracker Hound that we drew for turn, are we flickering it, or are we warping it, or are we actually hard casting?
All good options.
There's also the potential for fully leveling up the builder's talent, which also provides counters.
We do still have over here a decent potential turn of Holly on Lotus Guard Disciple to put some pressure on and gain a chunk of life. I mean, things are going to
Yeah,
get chumped for one turn, but you can't be chumped forever.
can't do that. Yeah, can't do that too long. Ended up drawing a this town ain't big enough,
Oh,
which is quite nasty.
this is just
Um,
this is just bounce and flicker game over and over again.
yep. I mean, that's what we. That's what
That's what we
they
signed
didn't
up
know
for.
that they were signing up for it, but we knew that this was going to go on. But a lot of ETB triggers, a lot of flickering.
This Pawn Prophet is right at home. This is the game that deck used to play all the time.
Oh man, Codecracker Hound crews the detention chariot, which then stations the scan ship.
Oh, little power laundering here. I love it.
Yeah. Unless, of course, he wants to keep the detention chariot as a blocker, but it is a little bit risky to do that. So
I mean, honestly, yeah,
I think he is
yeah.
indeed going to
I had a brief moment of
gonna feed it into the scan ship.
you don't want to make it a creature, but this is just a vehicle that goes back to being not a creature, so it's
Yeah,
not prone to
yeah.
sorcerer speed creature removal.
You wouldn't want to do this if you were thinking of blocking it with it, but I'd be worried about blocking. So I kind of like just getting scan ship into creature status.
It's also an interesting choice there to not attack with the scan ship as well. Could have put lethal on board for next on the air for next turn. Although I guess he sees the Lotus Guard Disciple in hand, so knows there's probably a decent lifelink chunk coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I appreciate this. It makes the blocks harder. It means you
Yep.
have access to double blocks all around. 3/3 hard to get in with. So I do appreciate that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think this is a pretty lovely match so far. A lot of interesting plays, a lot of little tricksy sequencing
For
going
sure.
on.
The Yorion on Yorion matches so far have been all it's cracked up to be. We've seen it several times on both sides. Lots of flicker inter battle. I think we had a what 5 trigger Yorion casting over here a couple turns ago.
Hmm. Interesting blocks.
All we have in hand
Interesting.
over here is this plains is coming down in an ice cave crasher, which is not nothing with the trample, but it is a couple turns away from getting in there.
Chris took a little peek at his yard, trying to think about certain plays that he could have with the builder's talent. Gonna just go with the Code Cracker Hound. Finds a Bellowing Crier and a Hole Drifter. Opts to take the Bellowing
Hmm.
Crier because he has a This Town Ain't Big Enough in hand,
Right.
which I imagine he is interested in kind of flipping the board next turn with that card. Drew a Plains, most likely going to drop the Plains. And I think he's going to, swing with the 2 flyers, hold back with the ground, including the detention chariot, and is going to look to bounce some of his opponent's stuff so that he doesn't die on the crackback.
Yeah, I mean, I think this takes a ton of sense. He's got a huge amount of ground defense and major air superiority. The Stirring Wildwood and Lotus Guard Disciple can team up for blocking one thing or chump 2 things, but that's not great. Not going to keep Tim alive for long against the 4/5 and a 4/4 flyer. We drew a plains for turn over here, so no help other than the 4/4 Ice Cave Crasher in hand. And
Yeah,
this board of annoying little blockers seems to be stymieing Tim's hopes here.
yeah. think he's got to go for. Oh,
No, no
decides to hold
attacks.
back. Which means he is potentially dead.
Is there removal over there?
There is this town ain't big enough.
Oh, right.
So what I believe, so he's flashing in the Wrangler. Good. What I believe he's going to do is he's going to swing. He's going to see the activation of the Stirring Wildwood. He's going to
Hmm.
bounce both back to hand, and then
And that will
it'll
do
be
it.
4 damage.
Yep. Because only thing in hand over here is a plane, so that if he goes for it, will be enough. It's hard to really see too much that could go wrong from that attempt anyway. So I imagine he will go for it.
Currently looking at his graveyard, I think he's actually thinking of leveling up the last of talent and maybe just getting a Hull Drifter, potentially.
Mm.
But he only has 9 mana left, so if he did level up, it would not be in order to. He would not be able to do this town ain't big enough
Right,
on move.
right. I mean, I think, yeah, I'm trying to think of. I mean, it's a large format. I'm trying to think of what could dissuade him from going for this attack here. Obviously, lots of options, but again, I mean, with all he's got holding back, it's hard to see it going too bad. Oh, well, this is an option too.
Yeah, looks like he's just going for the more cautious play rather than going for lethal.
This does make sense
This
too.
this line provides a bigger board and just sets up lethal for the next turn. He can
Yep.
attack and simply attack with one of them, perhaps, and then
Yeah, basically just force at least one chump.
yeah.
That's what we're seeing. And yeah, I mean, this makes sense. It's hard to see a lethal line, even with Chris at 4, through this many blockers. There's that Terra
Terrace
Symbiosis again. Not has not been great in this matchup.
a little Terra Symbi slow, sis. Would have worked
Exactly.
better if would have worked better if you were a woman, I guess. But
Well, he's going to draw
that's
a
the
card
pun, I
here
guess.
off it with the Halia. Might as
Yes,
well give
that's
it a shot
true.
here. Maybe he draws a removal spell and kill whatever blocks the Ice Cave Crasher.
Yeah,
I mean,
fortunately, doesn't have like a pump spell in his
going
deck.
to have
I
to be a
think.
little careful with blocks here with a menace and the trample, like, and a card being drawn. So it's not 0%, but it's looking pretty rough. Especially since we know Chris has that this town is big enough as an option.
Well, so he goes chump on everything. He has to put 5 power in front of the 2/4. Yeah, he puts it on the disciple.
We got 6 attackers, 6 blockers, 1 menace. So there's 3 coming in.
Yeah, so can cover
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
but a little.
This is definitely quite close. Uh,
Gonna go for big enough. Flickering
hmm. I see.
crier.
That yes, I was thinking you could wait till after blocks, but that the card draw, of course, stops there. And knowing Tim is out of cards, this is makes the blocks much easier. And I think from this point, it's pretty academic, knowing the hand.
Mm-hmm. Swing back for 11 next turn,
Yep.
maybe
Looks like
more.
we're gonna get a game three
If he
here. This is
wants.
great.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
just
check in on the other. Are they all done? Kind of feels like this match is probably one of the longer ones.
yeah. I'm not sure. You can let us
Yep.
know. Oh,
Everybody else is has finished.
ah, and that will do it. Tim packs it in. On to game three. So what do we have in the other matches here? You want to give us some results?
Sure, sure. I mean, other people that have been following along probably know better, even better than us. We have Latte P defeating Matt P to prove who is the better person whose surname begins with P. Nick L defeated Michael C, and Raphael F beat Michael W. So we got the vets showing out and showing up.
Raphael not only playing week six, but also mega drafting and winning a round.
He's truly turned over a new leaf.
Yeah.
Because I was checking that, unfortunately, I didn't see if Chris sideboarded any, but well, we'll
But went
see.
that quick? I'm assuming probably not. Tim is
So this is an
looking, but
interesting thing. I'm looking at Tim's. Yeah, he's looking at the inspired charge, and
yeah,
inspired charge kind of seemed like it could have done some work in that match.
certainly could have. Seems like flyers were the important part of that game, but you can easily get under that with something like
I
an
think
inspired
that
charge.
I think the Terra Symbiosis has to go.
I, I have to agree. I just don't think there's enough density of counter support in this deck. Kind of Wildwood Escort, interesting. For yeah, more flying with and some life games. Lowest card Disciple. Ah, interesting. Okay.
I mean, the Disciples definitely kept Tim. You know,
Yeah, they were
it's just
good.
very hard to deal with it because it attacks in. You don't want to block it because you'll lose the thing for nothing, and then the life gain. So like this is a racing matchup, and I think Disciple is very good in the matchup.
Yep. All right.
Unfortunately, Chris is on the draw and will most likely have to. Well, it's a single island. He does have an Into the Flood mod, which he can play, but I do think he is gonna find the line, which is not keep a one, even though it does suck to mull.
Decent
All
hand
right,
for
much
here
better.
here for Tim, but no action. But good mana and a couple of answers here with the rides in and a take out the trash and a larval Scoutlander to ramp a little bit. So we're gonna hope to draw a little action, but we got a couple of answers.
Chris bottomed a Bridal Bighorn. Just drew a land, so has 3 islands in hand. Has a cut short, Bellowing Crier, Invasion of Rin, and this town ain't big enough. And has now drawn a plains. So the cards will be flowing for Christie.
Okay. Let's see if Tim's gonna fire off this take out the trash on the bellowing crier. If not, it might go a ways
Yeah.
because
Um,
currently no creatures until the Wildwood Escort at 5 over here.
is currently looking at a Hole Drifter. Has the choice to drop either of the lands, which I don't think is right. Cut short, Invasion of Rin, this town ain't big enough for Hole Drifter. I like Hole Drifter a lot. Is gonna drop this town ain't big enough. I don't know if I like that. I think I would rather just drop the cut short, especially given, you know, the lack of speed of the hand that we're seeing.
We're getting well, I'm gonna say a little punish for not killing the bellowing crier with the frenzied Baloth draw, but he probably would have gone for the Scowler anyway. Just develop the mana, make sure we're keeping up on resources.
Attack. Hops to bring in the Yorion. Could have warped a Night Luminary.
Hmm.
Both seem viable.
Got an invasion of Moog? I'm not sure how you pronounce that in hand, which is not great with no creatures on board, as you can tell. But Frenzied Bailout's going to get in for 3 here.
Yep.
I assume we're not putting it in the Scoutlander. I think we just attack. Yeah.
Yeah, I typically prefer just to tap my summoning sick creatures.
Yes. Yeah. If you're playing a haste creature, nothing on board, that's what it's there for. Get 3 damage in. Yorion on hand in hand on both sides. Not as impressive blink targets as there were last game, but I'm sure they'll come.
Yeah. Right now, deciding between an Invasion of Vryn and a Night Luminary. I do like the Night Luminary. Put down, just add to board. And it
Yep.
decides to not attack, opting instead to have the Bellowing Crier block, which I can definitely appreciate.
Yeah, it does make some sense. Looking at this invasion over here, but again, with only 1 creature on board, it's not super impressive yet. Um, but there are other options: the Wildwood Escort or Yorion, which Tim's hand just really not coming together in the correct order here. It looks like. So I think we're going to attack and get this Baloth back probably.
Yeah, I think I'm attacking. However, I think I would rather be tempo positive and uh, play the Yorion rather than play
Sure.
Escort. Because the thing is, like, you don't have other targets for for flickering with the Escort, and I'd rather either attack with the Orion as a 4/5 flyer, or if they deal with it, then have the Escort back in hand in order to get the Orion again.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I
So
guess
yeah,
maybe the
I
counter argument is the Orion is in hand on the other side. It can blink a Night Luminary and a Bellowing Friar and just kind of 4 or 5 staring at each other. But yeah, I can
yeah, but
see.
then you have Moag or you have Ride Zen.
True,
Also
true.
gives you more mana because you could have flickered the Scoutlander.
Yeah, okay, I can see it.
Hmm,
Hmm.
wagging.
Considering Moag here, Buffy's up and looked at the whole drifter. The whole drifter can be crewed by the Night Luminary if we want to trade a creature here. Oh no, we're just gonna get the Scoutlander and then +1/+1 counters. Very nice. Yeah, this makes the Scoutlander a problem currently.
I wonder if take out the trash permits. Hmm. Has drawn an Unravel and has now drawn a Detention Chariot. So grab one of the could grab one of these cards that have become buffed up to 4/4s.
Yeah, it just seems like Chris needs to work on a little more board parity this turn.
Between Detention Chariot and Yorion, I think I might be going for the Yorion here. Chooses
Okay.
Chariot, grab the Scoutlander, and just hold back, I imagine.
If he's planning on blocking this Denton Chariot, it's going to go quite badly for him. We've got a Ride's End and now a Tandem Takedown in hand.
Tisk tisk tisk.
This is one of the problems with Detented Chariot. It's a big body, but it's usually at 6, it usually nabs something pretty impressive. So it's hard to put it in too much danger.
Mhm. And at the very least, it reset the Scoutlander.
Yep.
So, and probably I'd rather. Well, actually, there's not anything in the yard for what escort to get back, but I would probably rather uh, have
Yeah.
a Scoutlander trigger than the other triggers.
Yes. Scalar are not going to do a ton at this point. Plus, also just resetting, even when if it gets stationed again, the 3/3 flyer can be dealt with by the Hull Drifter if needed. We're considering which removal spell to use in the Attention Chariot now. Can
I
we take
think
that?
I like the Ride's End, if only because wait, 3, 4, yeah.
I guess,
Ride's
yeah, he
End
has
here
4
leads like
left.
takeout.
Yep. Uh, yeah, not getting a ton of value out of this, the +1/+1 part of this takeout, but oh, right. Can still crew the Hull Drifter. But that will still flip the invasion if he goes for the trade. Of course, there is also a take out the trash, considering that option now.
If he doesn't want to take down, or sorry, the Frenzy Baloth, but I think losing the
Yep.
Frenzy Baloth is probably fine.
Yeah. No, not even going to block.
Doesn't even end up blocking because he wants obviously to get the 2 cards. Cold Drifter.
Huh. It's interesting. Tim was prepared to let him block, but afterwards wanted to kill it. And more counters happening. Yeah, this
Honestly.
board is just stays consistently bigger.
And now Chris is facing a World of Hurt. No, not yet. Don't do that. If you're gonna do that, attack with the Night Luminary first, and then
Looking at
no,
Yorian potentially.
no, no! Oh my goodness! 4 mana Sift against this board.
Oh, that is,
I don't like it.
yeah.
I don't like it.
This is a lot of damage.
Yeah, then he puts the Midnight Mangler. It's gonna become an artifact creature. He can block and then cut short. It's not the worst. Yeah, I like this.
I mean, we might see this Yorian just as a 4/5 to get the Scout Lander in the air. Oh, never mind. We drew us under the gateway.
Oh, brutal.
Yes, that's
So brutal.
this Mangler plan is not gonna work.
And none of his things are attacking, so the cut short is now offline.
Oh boy.
Absolutely brutal. Absolutely.
So currently, assuming the Night Luminary blocks the Bailoff, we're looking at 9 damage. I think he's considering getting the Scoutlander up, but nope. We're gonna save the Yorian value. Plenty of damage coming in here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still a Ride in
Forced into
hand.
blocking the 4/3.
Yeah. Especially since there's another counter
Yeah,
coming.
you can't not trade.
It's
You
otherwise
can't
never
not
gonna,
trade there.
yeah.
You know
What's
what?
in
I
Chris's
bet he's
hand
just
to,
gonna
yeah, just make a 2/2? Put a counter on
he's
something?
just gonna hold. Yeah, make a 2/2, station up.
Yeah, make a
He's
5/5 here.
he's saying you're not worthy of seeing this Yorion until I'm damn well ready.
Even considering the Stirring Wildwood to station the Scoutlander, but I figure we can always do that next turn. Maybe you can
I
make Wildwood Escort a
I
5/5 to get through a Yorion, maybe? No, make it self. Oh, with the ward, yes. That makes some sense.
think both sides are slightly precious with their Yorion, but at the very least, it's been working out for Tim.
Yeah, we could have just got in for three more there by playing as a 4/5 over here. We're getting a little value here.
Not flickering the invasion of Rin for no reason, and despite the fact that it would draw more
Well,
cards.
I mean, there's only probably 70 something cards left in his deck. You don't want to deck yourself.
Yeah,
I believe this is lethal here with this Rides In on Yorion.
yeah, definitely looks like it. I mean, once
Looking
again,
at the
a cut
Stirring
short
Wild
play is
Wood.
available until your thing dies.
I suppose also just making the Stirring Wildwood a new creature also does it with the information on board. You know, there's plenty of one white removal spells to our attackers.
Yep.
We don't get to do this and the Ride's End. This feels like a slightly riskier option to me. I suppose the 5/5 is never in trouble here.
Station, Scout.
Yeah, just attacking the different 3 power creature.
So
Yeah,
yeah, going to block the 4/5, chump the 5/5,
and take 5.
and cut short the 3.
Ah, there is okay. There is an answer over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, I feel like
or cut short the
the
4/5.
Ride's End of the Yorion might have been the safer way to do this because this way you're not running a creature into the Yorion.
Can Ryzen now though in order to save,
Ah, you're right because it
which
was
I
tapped.
believe
Yeah, yeah.
will be done. But still, could have just had lethal.
Right. Now it's hard to see unless there's a Wrath, which hey, there could be. There are plenty of Wraths in white.
I think the only Wrath that we're going to see in the future is maybe going to be in round 2 or round 3, depending on how Raphael F perform. And in fact, I actually think he's on deck for the next round versus the winner of this.
Ah,
Yeah, so it's definitely looking like it's going to be Tim taking it.
yep. Like the
And
featured rafter luck continues here. Not luck, excuse me, skill. Very well played by Tim. This is a difficult match to navigate, and he found his way. Congratulations, Tim, and we'll see you in the next round.